All right, so for Bawumia makwaba eba Ghana Politics Avenue. Ahana open all the trending political stories in Ghana onsa bitumi akanu. Abusua na die ikusu di video si bremo na ns de abeto dwaye. Kenuforiata ne chia ya chi wo USA eni date ni krata asema yehwe nyina no. Se nye no nko ana Ghana yepe Kenuforiata nyeni se SM ho asem nti na yehwe Kenuforiata. Aye de extradition krata akuma US aban so onhwehwem no fa Kenuforiata embra Ghana na nansia na sabeto dwa se Kenuforiata ene Akuffo Addo elu two state money na katahye ne proje bia omoyeye no chese bank collapse ye ene Dr. Pagosi Ndum Prince Amoaben ni mu bank se collapse ye nyina tuesi mo bank se collapse nyina Kenuforiata fa achiri elu tiska edidiska na President Akuffo Addo enim hu bi enti Kenuforiata mpa on peso beba Ghana nyina nye SM contract no neke ka SM contract no nko ade anko baba Ghana dadaada na sa state looted money omudi omsabu omde se gu bank no eno hu na osuro se enu achiri ko adu beba na ko adu ba onya hu anu yi mumi nkoche bi dwonye ba dedu obia no ye be ma na musuma hu de ekoso ewo Ghana amanyo se mu Ghana Police 7 nyako hwemra
ardent your friend is saying of this particular program maybe obia
the finest. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. I pay my but news. When your news they say immigration and customs enforcement in the USA. One of answer can Yura Ken Ofori Atta Addo no. Me call Addo na say one watch no say nkrata asem wo ne visa wo ni ade na o sekrom no mo ntumembo no ani krom. Nti sisi when you say news no.
Yeah. I think that was detention almost by 3 days in on that them. I say we dwane nyame a wonam na say. And when nature is pursuing you you cannot hide.
You cannot hide.
And unse abaseya I'm not sure say you will be energy. But animguase time say obia wa rise to such a higher political prominence. The pinnacle, he was sitting at the top, very powerful, untouchable. No parliament, so they put the crown bag. Our cover, and today quickly no one morph into a fugitive. No one the motherland, no mama free her, no papa free her say. Why your finance minister Akroma, the Krum, on to member Adentia. Because of a bravo bonny or boy. And now, while I'll stay in a visa in America, Donald Trump by there is a crackdown on individuals. Only visa. Or visa winning them all. According and run the lawyers issue statement trying to do the because America is shiao, not say who stay illegally. According to Donald Trump new you'll be kept at a detention center until Niyamabekoye, then if possible they will deport you. But you see, and convey good message. Because Obia wa Africa, Ghana former minister, finance minister has been detained. And there we are say, Ugu Wedimase in this particular way. And detention center na continue acquire and cast away a former minister. And some of the detention center na Donald Trump and some are inhumane. I say we are for your Lushima. When you be our prison, be a pet. What has American say? So I think that is very embarrassing. Or Bahabe no and can we be a name. And it is very shameful when people sit on TV and seek to justify why Kenuforiata shouldn't come. Say Oba and this or Oba. This is Obi a wire finance minister of this country. I manage the economy of this country. Every single financial transaction, financial engineering be a course within the last 8 years. He was there, your friend is the master. Not or signing document, borrowing and as a form. Obian Kasa wire bonnet. You've been accused. And the whole thing is come.
But you are no keke.
And that is it.
But you are not.
John Mahama's government and Abanya your friends tyrannical because Oba. You bet found it Waka prison ye ni wasam. As a president Akuffo Addo crown nam kroma. Obianche no. Bawumia nam. So what is it that people are concluding so Oba onya fair hearing ben Ghana is not a banana republic. Kenuforiata ba obi enu oba bandon na kwashe prison. Brana be you are no asem say na net here you have your friends access to counsel. Asem no court na you dinner with the bema. At the day you go your way, you understand? But to say me mano if that give credence to the fact
it means a bibi ho
exactly you are guilty
ko Bible say akoma emutie ne nsrafo die
yes
anti brana wo se wo ma na Trump so say crampo on this illegal woman and I say wo share here Minneapolis Minnesota they shoot a 37-year-old woman be crime and
clash a coso I don't know he's not backing down on some of this immigration illegal status and to be caught in the center of this whole thing. No? It's really embarrassing. Maybe people don't see. And Rabbi, who quickly his lawyers came up with a statement, so they are working whatever just to ensure, say, that is the fact. And it's really embarrassing. Sending very terrible signals around. And they're not affirming that near my wife will come and say, yes, brother, you are fighting the system. And the system now, will fighting you don't have legal status. While spy, your friend is saying, Ovesa, what's it? And you know, what is the essence? So for me, I think that yes, a bonnet be kuma bonnet for. And I know who's so and when this whole thing, Ukraino, your friend saying how embarrassing this whole thing sounds. For me, Omo to the first man, or Rankasa Namena no O2. Come Kase, Kenoforata, as long as he stay outside this country, no. And you know Rankasa Namena no O2, because in the future, if you don't come, people are going to make references to the fact that oh papa be boa brabo born in Obiano kwatena obi man so and okowu obi man so and whole lot of where ebeba if you know you are not guilty I'm not sure there is anything that prevents him from coming so I know there I think that he's ignored and the old deserve one awenya no and I am not sure say anybody can argue otherwise because obaye ebe yi na no a ebi akura anka sa niema we nyina you could have come here to renew his visa and then go back you understand so this whole thing no are they up to someone I can Amamu no yade sha wonsa men yesa na me wo fasie ni na me nana ni na hwan you look for quality competent individuals who were tested tried and tested the fans say track record Kenoforata by from day one he demonstrated nothing but sincere incompetence and some kind of way be say yaba yen use the financial system no na yen get some people out look at what he did to Papa Kwesi Indium look at how I collapse among for financial businesses in for Akroma say all because of this particular gentleman now we yes niema we na brabe you are now so remember you are no now osu nipa ne say what I say it's not as if say oye niema keke niema na oye no there were damning long-lasting financial consequences and impact on some individuals. Look at Papa Kwesi Indium, a businessman, or transforming you into a kaura. Papa Kwesi Indium, I'm not sure so waiting me walking on the street of Accra because I'm for back to Anaka Kojo Musika. But if you are not on the year, I'm his bank was triumphant. Look at the way I first saw a good bank. What I say, but all the financials, even American will be every year banks are coming out with liquidity challenges. But the system not designed. A system say whenever the signs begin to emit, then the state will make sure say entity comes in to absorb you. Sabaya, your friends a bank and the customers and then as a form and conqueror. But you have the side the Timodin as a for good banks. And no day we created a mountain of debt in our quest to take away this bank from the system. Now mine mama baba boka. Now what creating unemployment? Because I say nyansa be na what that particular intervention. So for me. Acting second for Atta there, on one amena no to Abrababoni awabono, and one and an Akuffo so shenechi, admonishing him not to come. And you deserve one away, no.
Also, say, Yadinebeba.
Oh, and an anonymous catcher will be say, you see, he bears the moral responsibility. You see, people tend to blame Attorney General and people who are trying to bring him back. Yes, they have a responsibility, but the ultimate responsibility, rests on Kenoforata. As a former finance minister, he owed that moral obligation to the people of this country to come to this country. So that particular thing rested on him. Failure to do so, and among the state, activating other measures and means available just to ensure him, they get him extradited. But I have told you, some of these processes, don't just happen. You have to go through a certain process that has been, your friends, outlined. Until you satisfy all the procedure, won't even got financial play musa with the neighbor. And those who were making comparison between Abu Trik and boys, fraud and then as a form. I keep telling people, so you see, the dynamics are quite different. So over here, American extradition, your friends are treaty with countries, the templates now, with the UK, when the UK and Ghana, UK colony somewhere around 1935. Yes, science, sir, and near man, so we have templates na America didn't we crimes na extradited nipa no similarities they are very difficult. Military and your friend is political offenses. And no, it's different from a more committed fraud. Different from Obia Wako Repi different from Obia Wako Kunipa. The procedure for such extradition, are very easy.
Okay.
But when it comes to political and military offenses, it's different ball game altogether. It's the reason why the state is going through this hurdle to get him extradited. But when America comes here and they want to extradite these young people who have engaged in economic kind of fraud, it is not political, it is not military of related offenses. So it is very easy to get them extradited because all you have to do is to present an indictment to court. Court to know him now say there are reasonable grounds because I know the day Ghana security authorities any investigation America now. So if there are reasonable grounds, and the court has no other option than to grant it per the treaty. Now, when it comes to political extradition and others, it's a different boy. And Debiana Mekaohe, Julian Asana, your friend saying WikiLeaks or CEO, Echo share, you say Ecuador, Embassy, or UK for how many years? America tried until recently, I think some negotiation went in, and there's Snowden and other people, and there are thousands of examples you can cite when it comes to some of these things. So you see, because the world is very much concerned about political persecution instead of prosecution. So they want to be very sure. Say Nipana, what time now? And yet because of political differences, and yet because they be a time being our time no, anything over fano na mum. Reasons are very cogent, very reasonable. So you need to provide evidence. Reliable. What the court, no. And when Attorney General said, can Ofori Akuffo, your friend is saying, good lawyers in the US, people interpreted to me say Ebia Osuro. But you see, the fact of the matter is say US Federal Court, Can Ofori Asema. Ghana will not even be present to be represented. Ghana, there is no way like Osuruntina or can. It was by way of communication because Asemna Yekodino, Ghana buying the US versus Can Ofori are more based on the indictment presented from Yahya court and Omudi. So Ghana lawyers will not be there, the Attorney General will not be there on the Can Ofori Kudi Asem Wakasebi Osuruntina or can. It was by way of or communicating the US Justice Department through the federal court, will analyze in Semna Ghana for the abano. No one who say, and send me the Nina so na any political persecution, na mum, Abrante na diboni with the krum, and intina yeshano. Okay. Now, Can Ofori, in line with the principles of natural justice, the accused must be heard, wouldn't be Nina Sam and deciding the fate without giving him that chance to be heard. Is the reason why Can Ofori will have a legal representation. So, no, when your opportunity, I representing home, but Ghana na we will not be present to defend ourselves. Is the reason why I say the gentleman is determined to prevent his extradition. And wako high big lawyers, muko defend knowing that Ghana will not be present in that particular way. So it wasn't like he was afraid. It was a way of communicating to people, said this is what is happening. Because after all, Ghana will not go to court in the US to fight Can Ofori in the court. It is the US Department of Court. Then subsequent to that, in Krano, the State Department will have to exercise final discretion as to whether and I have told you, sir, you go through this whole process. Can Ofori is somebody who is playing I am sick card. When that particular thing is activated, it pushes you to another realm of human rights. It's a very complicated situation. Okay. So it's not like he's the first person to be blamed before any other person. Yes, I know the special prosecutor is not doing anything. His office, for me, I have advocated several occasions. It's not useful. It's useless. Has to be. But before you blame any of these agencies, first look at Can Ofori as an agent or as somebody who was given a duty to run the finance ministry of this particular country after engaging in a whole lot of reckless, incompetent decisions. I know the day a man, this particular economy, a fall here to the ground. He owns that particular, and aside that, there were a lot of criminal activities that the guy perpetrated.
Criminal activities?
Oh yes,
like
the cathedral.
Okay.
President Akuffo your friend say, I didn't sack mine sikama. I say I'm fan cathedral without parliamentary approval. Can Ofori on record echoed the pen hand into the same consolidated fund, took money for the cathedral project. It was illegal because as a finance minister, you have no right to dip your hand into the consolidated fund without authorization.
And do you think it's without authorization? Who can say we na omampeni and na do dan Akuffo na wonim dada na wonim hoshe?
Oh, na say a state na no more run Banana Republic autopilot emra nya adwuma. So obi aye de ope. So the president dipped his hand in, no one facets are dipping a hand in using state money to do these things. Yantono Mukobu judges dying to go yen and as a forum. They were just doing things at the behest of their personal twisted emotions and as a forum. A banitima, no, yeah, without recourse to law, authorization, parliament. They didn't even care about the emotions and the genuine sentiments that were being expressed by Ghanaians. Economy name why then at the time. We needed certain intervention, but me put bread and butter on the table for the average Ghanaian. But the government didn't care. They were concerned about Yankosi outside the when Yankopon na Yankopon de Aboniache. Hana Yankopon, yeah, but has Yankopon for Aboniache. We are running governance. Yankopon de Aboniache, a personal level business. What I say? We don't run government sector buying fire bonnet, Yankopon fire bonnet. You're born in on the bachelor. At our personal level, when you go on your knees.
Who told you that was the reason why you had no person?
How can you say, Yankopon, the Bonnie Bachelor, not war vetted civil war? The president said that. And some same way you know, cross him. Because Cote d'Ivoire, the president for 4 boy at the Oman Sikasi, the largest basilica of Cote d'Ivoire. 20 years and Tokwasi Hono, I saw an energy or more. What is our sort of GOB? And civil war, Sudan, and as a phone. These are most of the countries, and aside being Muslims, are highly populated Christian countries. But a Jew woman, one young near my energy woman, Yankopa will not save you. God is a very busy person.
Principled God.
He doesn't have time for this nonsense. And the one woman now could this answer who we think and say, Yankopa will come to your aid. No. Yankopa need a money power in Yansa. He has time for the sensible. That is why Omaya, they are flourishing and they are advancing. Some don't even believe in God. If you go to Japan, one of the largest atheist community in the world, they don't believe in God,
but they believe in nature.
Yes, and Okwa Omaya, Omo respecting Nipa. Omo mokrono, Udo Ofun to baby Abakwaba those countries no
Asia.
Yes, Asia. Yeah, and they respect people. South Korea, even China, within the country, how they treat each other, and then Japan. Said these people have a great deal of respect for human beings. Yana etia dabiana nyamibo no. Bonene niamanye ne di Akroma say. The nyamia kata ni pani na yedi sabi ensemu. Kenoforata ko parliamentar. Bible verses no apam quote as if say your friend say bishop of pope of ase. But ensemu na ekoso nyina no odi. So I think say we need to get serious in this country. Now you making sure say we do the right thing. Kenoforata adin sabo man sikam. And we want justice for the people of this country. And I keep telling people, say, after 4 years of this Mahama administration, people are going to ask, Akroma no movie is sikana. There na wode yomo. That is a simple question. There is no bia ya GSika, ya chiawi could do a master money for. It's as simple as that. That is the only explanation. So Ghanaians are watching. I think the security, the agencies that are charged with the prosecutorial powers in this particular country, they will have to do everything possible to ensure the other related cases of corruption, you deal with it swiftly just to ensure we move to the next chapter. Once again, confidence will return. But when all these jokers are masquerading around, trying to twist the narrative to make it look like they are being witch hunted. It's very shameful and very embarrassing when we know the scars of their crimes are quite glaring. Utuwania, Bonnie and Akuffo yadi, and now when Akuffo monam swat, I did EP or Modabai, any pom fast woman Akroma. And the people are masquerading running my who upon Akroma Nam TV, so shamefully, just trying to inherit this, your friend saying, economic turnaround the yen. Now, what about the Akroma for 8 good years? If you couldn't implement policies and programs, I bet me within the 8 years, what so ababa kokora na the very moment I will hesitate power 6 months after the dividend that is coming you say we a serious person will make it that
I don't know sir onwane ni one way kind of na kofa as gold board in some semi they buy say 214 million Ghana cedis gold board aboka and it's not in the books of gold board. It's in the books of the same BOG and then Nasifo. I don't know. But Momoya Momoya Amanyosem, gold board, for instance, and per se a kind of so Kakrane Fea, but TC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, in 1 year. Gold board instance, and we'll follow.
Gold board issue, no. I think you see, the government has been running for almost 1 year, and goodwill is still there. And so far, the expectations of Ghanaians, like economic instability and facing, things are really stabilizing. And in terms of corruption and so forth, there is not much to say. So when this gold board thing came, people saw an opportunity. So okay, then let us capitalize on this particular thing and drum home a certain sentiment. Say Abayano is corrupt, and I say Yabo Mayaka. When in reality, if you look at the facts available now, that is not the case, because there is nowhere IMF as stated say gold board a cotton gold aboka. And so we see upon Akroma press conference now. He was communicating to the people, say gold board a cotton gold aboka. Now no bisa questions that why a ton gold boka. That is a lie. And you see, and that is intellectual dishonesty on his part, because 2022, when Dr. Bawumia came out with this, your friend is saying gold for oil, but my main chill why that particular policy came. You see, the catcher say, can Oforata buy a finance? You know, the same Can Oforata is so. Can Oforata buy a finance minister? Then he started borrowing foolishly around. We said it, because in a year, he will go for 2.5 billion, 3 billion euro bond, because we had access. The guy was just abusing Ghana's access to the international credit space. And he was foolishly floating. Or borrow Sika. Sika no ba Akroma no. We could not tell, say, when he had a
foolish lie. Is it not too hard?
No. I don't cry to 4 ball. Because look at how this particular the people suffered in this particular country, and look at the consequences. No. It's just
to put euphemism in.
No. It's a description of how the situation was. It was a very desperate situation. There is no better way to describe the situation than the way
the foolish.
No. That is how he borrowed. Is the reason why the consequences were so the way we saw it. It was like that because we wouldn't be sorry. Makoba Bosinya. Oba no be kenke party sika na ehwa yehu na wase akobo bi no ato agum. The economy now wo so wudi sika ba begum no economy is sinking to a point that after borrowing you go and the international creditor will tell you so you are lying. The numbers you are putting to us no you are cooking the numbers and for that matter you rate junk and you foolish borrowing then. So that is how to justify it. So the thing is obo sa abosia ni nyina wie ye no ye ko
the Munama Sebusian, some other brand that say yes, in the Ghana Politics Avenue. Open all the trending podcast stories in Ghana, Ayana on Sabi to me, Akano. And then the stories that they bring back to back. Busy Paneto from Krana at the Bebremo. Now, say, and then the Gamba channel, you best subscribe to channel. Now, if you are Domane or notification bell or those abos, say, any videos, Abba, videos 22 months, I've been now when you update any dear course or Ghana, Yamano Semu. Na face video is best also be like was share no comment na afoforo so enya bia hwe da mu na masesa magebre na mu de tie na mahwe da masia enya ado mu yakram